Hey guys, today we're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna have Gomaro Martinez. He's our crypto insider. He's gonna give you guys some tips and the state of cryptocurrency, as well as talk about some stocks.
Yeah.
All right, we're back here with Alpha Cave, guys. Today we're gonna change it up a little bit. We have Dr. Cruz here. We got our crypto expert. We got Carlos Cruz here, big investor. We actually are all investors here. We're gonna talk a little bit about stocks and about crypto, where it's heading, and the future, and our predictions, and what everybody kind of feels where it's gravitating to, right? So I wanted to start here with Gomaro first. For all the novice out there, people that have zero knowledge of wanting to get into crypto, what's the best advice you can give anybody?
The best advice I can give is don't invest money you don't plan on losing. Just like the stock market, it's risky. There is no quick scheme to get rich. Yes, there have been people that have been able to flip their money 1,000% up. They got lucky. It's real hard to time the market. It's real hard to follow these different type of projects going on, and it's real difficult. All right, so if you're gonna get into this business of investing, you need to invest money that you don't mind losing.
The day trading, you do the day trading.
I stopped doing day trading because I didn't have much time. I kind of was doing it when we were all virtual, right?
Okay.
But I don't have time right now to do the day trading. But I mean, it's still risky right now, especially since everything's a little bit bearish. It's real difficult to kind of try to make money. But there's people that are making money doing day trades for sure.
Good. Dave, what would be the best advice you would give somebody starting crypto and stock? For all the novice out there, nobody was zero knowledge, they want to get into it. What's the best advice you can give anybody?
Well, this was great advice. You do have to study the people that have done it for years. Look at the guys that have done it for years.
So getting a mentor would be good.
Yeah, look to see what they're doing, how they're doing it. Take a little bit from each person, and then use that. And then everybody's going to fit into their own way of investing. Some people are very comfortable doing day trading. Some people are very good doing the penny stocks. Some people are long-term investors, and you have to figure out where you fit in that. And a lot depends on your age. A lot of times.
Good advice, Carlos. What would you give people?
Some advice that I would give people that are completely new to investing would be the best way to learn is to do it yourself. Watch your YouTube videos, but the best way to learn is to actually put money into Robinhood or put money into whatever app you use. Maybe which one's the one you like to use?
Weeble's another one.
Weeble or eToro or whatever app you like to use, and learn how to do it yourself. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of money, $100 to start you off, just to learn how everything works. And then once you get comfortable with how it works and you understand the basics of how it works, then you could start to invest monthly or.
Yeah. I mean, the best advice that I've ever heard, is that I've taken is just to pick everybody's brain. People that are smarter than you. People, mentors, get a bunch of mentors. I know Dr. Cruz has been a big mentor to me. You guys have all been mentors to me. I'm sorry, in different ways, and I pick everybody's brain, and then you kind of get your own little what's it called? You go with your hunch, your own little hunch, and you go with the flow of what you feel is best for you. And every time you get paid, guys, if once you start doing it, every time you get paid, invest something, because with the inflation, your dollar's not really worth as much as it used to be. So my advice, I think, would be that every time you get paid, invest something. It doesn't matter, $10, $20, whatever you have, invest, and you start little by little, and you'll start seeing that growth, hopefully.
And as you invest more, you get excited about the prices coming down. You don't get nervous about it. You look at the price and you go, oh my god, I gotta invest more money because it's coming down. It's coming down.
It definitely is very addicting, right?
Yeah, and you want to invest to maximize your profits at those times.
All right, guys, another question I had for all of you guys, what prediction do you all have of where all of this is heading, with everything going on?
All right, pretty much we're kind of sort of finding out, who's an actual true player in this crypto space. You're seeing all these exchanges going down, all this uncertainty when it comes to crypto and where it is. Should it be regulated? Should it not be regulated? Should it remain DeFi? It just depends what your vision is for it, right? People that are afraid of losing their money would kind of sort of go for regulation, right? That would you can go ahead and have those exchanges represent the actual funds that they have. right? As opposed to having them decentralized where nobody can check, their books, and
Right.
and they can lie about this and lie about that, and then everything comes to light, and people at the end end up losing their money. So it's kind of sort of showing us, who's going to survive this kind of like a bubble that's popping pretty much everywhere.
Do you feel it's that they've lied about their position, or is it more that everything's dropped so fast that they've lost so much?
Well, the problem is that these exchanges, what they do is that they inflate their token, right? They give it a price that it shouldn't have, right? Just to go ahead and raise money and leverage that money so people can start buying their token and use that money that they got from the token to trade, in other with other different types of cryptocurrencies. They can go ahead and make money, right? So it's kind of like an infinity way of just making money. You create your own token, you give it a price, and then you go ahead and have people buy it. Have other exchanges go ahead and buy it so they can go ahead and trade it, and it's like money out of thin air. And you want to go ahead and use that money that doesn't exist, right? And go ahead and trade with that, with actual good currency like Ethereum, right? You go ahead and inflate your token, you go ahead and start trading Ethereum over here on the side, and that creates a problem because the money was never there. You just kind of sort of made that money up, and now when stuff starts crashing, people wants to take their money out, and guess what? They don't have it. They don't have the stuff. That's why they halt trading, and that's where the problems, started beginning for FTX.
Carlos, I know that you've been reading a lot about it. What do you think? What's the prediction about where everything's going?
I think it's been dropping tons, and I think it still has a bit to go before we see the actual bottom of this. Because recently there was some news yesterday, I think, that came out with FTX
Right.
and Binance, and their FTT is going to be like completely worthless, basically, right? It dropped tons yesterday, and I think other coins are going to follow, just like what happened with Luna, I believe, and that caused. I think that was the beginning of like the drop, right? The whole Luna drama, and I think it's going to be similar like that with FTT. So I think there's still a way to go.
So there was an FTX.com and an FTX USA, and there's a difference supposedly.
Yeah, FTX.com. Yeah, FTX.com is their international company. It's based off, I believe, in Hong Kong, right? You don't have that much oversight. FTX.US, I believe it's based out in Florida. I think Miami, and they are regulated by US, right? So, Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of FTX, says that FTX.US, it's fine. He said it a couple of days ago. He's been saying a lot of stuff, and it's just not happening. He said for FTX.com, that exchange, not to be worried about it, that they have the funds to go ahead and cover, and guess what? They didn't. CZ at Binance found out that he didn't have it, right? So he wanted to go ahead and get rid of his position there, and that's when everything started to crumble. Now, they're saying that FTX.US, right, which is a separate exchange, still is the same company but separate, right? That they do have 1-for-1, whatever it is that they have, that the users shouldn't be worried. But I just read right now that they're gonna start halting withdrawals for a couple of days, for so they can settle down. So if I did have crypto in FTX.com or FTX.US, I would be concerned.
Which is the Voyager,
I would be
guys, right?
concerned.
It's separate from Voyager, but it's very similar to what happened.
You just say the same
Right.
thing. Voyager, Celsius, they said they had this and they didn't have it when people started putting their
But now isn't FTX the one that actually bought out?
FTX US bid it,
Voyager.
auctioned off, bought auction off Voyager, but that's the FTX.US, the one that doesn't have any.
The one they say is fine.
But who knows what's happening now, because they can go ahead and pull out. They can pull out of that deal, and what happens with FTX.US can pull out of the Voyager deal. Yeah, and God bless the Voyager people that have
Kiss your
their
money
money there, and you can probably kiss your money goodbye. So I would be, because I believe they're still they halted the withdrawals.
Voyager?
Still, I believe.
Yeah, Voyager.
Yeah,
It's
Voyager.
still right.
Yeah, Voyager stuff, dude.
Yeah, so I'd be worried.
Yeah.
I'd be worried if I was with Voyager. I'd be worried if I was with FTX.com or even FTX.US, because regardless if it's regulated, it'll take years for you guys to see, for people to see their money back. So if I had, I'd be worried in those exchanges.
So I know I read an article about Ethos, and they were starting this program for people on Voyager, that they were going to pay them a certain amount of Ethos for everything they had on Voyager. I think it was like 2 ethos for every 38 cents you had on Voyage or something like that. But that's of course their coin, and
It's the same thing. You're inflating your token.
would it be possible to go through that program, get your ethos, and then eventually sell it and buy Ethereum or something like that?
And it's possible. And here's the issue: if everybody starts doing that, right, and then they don't have the supply. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have the supply of ethos if they're saying for people to get it in ethos, and then you can go ahead and sell it. And
But they can just make as many ethos
They
as
could
they want.
exactly. That's what I don't like about these tokens. That you can make as many as you want. You can give it whatever price, which is kind of sort of like a stock, right, in the company, the token, and that is the major issue. And FTX is not going to be the last one. There's still more exchanges that are going to end up falling, unfortunately.
And I think that's what's going to lead to regulation.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing. So now you get into debate. You want the stuff to get regulated, or not. The U.S. has been making a lot of Bitcoin seizures. They just seized, I think, 50,000 Bitcoins or something like that. So if you're looking at it, the U.S. is kind of sort of being the whale of Bitcoin with all these seizures that they're doing. By the U.S., I mean the U.S. government.
Now, would you think that right now is a good time for people to get into investing in crypto since it's so low?
It's at a discount. I mean, people were selling their houses. They were putting their mortgage payments into Bitcoin when it was at 50,000, 55,000.
So right now it's a good
you got
deal.
it at a discount right now. And it could even go lower. It said 16,000 right now, I believe.
And you think it's going to come back up?
Oh yeah, it will. I mean, it'll come back up. Once everything settles. And again, this goes hand in hand with the economy. Once the economy recovers, people are going to be more comfortable,
What
right?
exchange would you recommend them to get into it?
I wouldn't recommend you guys have anything on an exchange. Get it offline, put it on a nano ledger. Don't have anything because if it's on the exchange, they're not your coins. As we know with Voyager, as we know with FTX, they're not your coins. So if you want to keep your stuff, take it out, put it in a ledger, and just have it there on the nano, and just keep them off chain.
The thing that was so attractive about Voyager was that they gave a lot of interest for the coins you kept on there.
That was the hook.
That was the hook, and that's the reason I never put it on a nano ledger. So we had a lot of money in Voyager in there, and because of that interest, and then this ended up happening.
Yeah, and that was the hook, and that's the thing about it, and that's where the regulations is kind of like, So if it would regulate it, it would need to have some type of money, stored to back up whatever it is. Say that they have whatever coins they have.
Now, the only other place I would have any is Robinhood. What do you think about having them in Robinhood?
Robinhood is kind of like an IOU. You don't actually have coins. Like you can't pull out your coins from Robinhood.
Right.
That doesn't
sell
exist.
them.
You can sell.
So Robinhood doesn't have Robinhood.
They have a wallet now. I
They
think
do.
that they're starting.
They're starting. Yeah, it's still in beta though. But right now, if you're buying crypto on Robinhood, it's you can't take out your coins from there. You're gonna have to set it and transfer, I don't know, cash, whatever, and then pull it out.
Right. So they coins always want to say that.
Yeah, let's go, Frank.
Audience.
Disregard.
Coins are always saying, "Oh, we have utility. We have utility." Is that just a phrase they throw around so that they can make more money? Because really, what do people really use them for other than just make more money?
Yeah, and that's what the issue I have with tokens, right?
Yeah.
That they mint these tokens and it has this utility to do this, and that's why we're giving it this price. So I mean, the cryptocurrency itself, the ones that stand alone, your Ethereums, your Bitcoin, your Cardano, your Ripple, all these ones are the ones that are actually worth something, right? Because people are actually using it, buying and selling stuff or whatever. You can't buy. You will need to actually go to a swap those tokens for Ethereum, whatever it is that you want to do, so you can go ahead and purchase Ethereum, or buy stuff with Ethereum or Bitcoin. So it's a slippery slope. Like you said, it's probably going to bottom a little bit lower than what it is right now. But I mean, everything's on discount. Dollar cost average. All the way up. If you're a long-term holder, a long-term believer, you're probably not going to see your gains until maybe 4 or 5 years from now. So what you're investing right now, you're probably not going to make real good money until maybe 5 years from now. Granted that whatever exchange you have them on does not fold, because I mean, I think any exchange right now is susceptible to that, to having those issues, liquidity issues.
Yeah, good information, right?
Yeah.
So moving forward, right? So cryptocurrency, there is a future for it, right? You agree on that?
Oh.
Okay, so with that being said, and I'm gonna start with Carlos first. What are your top 3 coins if you were to tell? If you were to, your personal choice, the ones that you're a big believer on. Give me the 3 coins that you're a big believer on.
The ones that I'm a big believer on are the 3 that I own.
Okay.
The only 3 that I own: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP.
Okay.
And that's all I own.
So now, David.
Well, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I have a bunch of shit. So I have to believe in
You're a
shit,
big believer
man.
in shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Romero?
I'm a big believer in Shift too, but that one is more like for like entertainment, just to kind of sort of mess around with it.
Not for me, man.
Of
It's
course.
entertainment, buddy. Settle down with that.
It's real money.
You don't play money.
Yeah, I mean it has its uses. They do have their staking pool, and then they have their token, right? You go ahead and stake SHIB, and then you get the token. I think it's Bone or something like that.
Yeah.
But then again, it's their token.
I'm never that shit.
Yeah,
I'm never.
Bitcoin,
It's cheap.
Ethereum, Cardano. I'm a huge SHIB. I'm a huge believer in Cardano, and also Ripple. Ripple's they got to get over that hump of that case. But I mean, it's tough. It's tough. They're going up against Swift. And that's tough to do. Swift is all over the place. It's embedded everywhere. But Swift does what Swift does like a million times better. It's just the whole adoption. Huh?
XRP does
Oh, faster, way faster. Like you're using Swift and you want to send, let's say, $20,000-$30,000 from one bank to another. You need to go ahead and exchange it to the currency, and then 2 or 3 different types of currency, depends on where you're going to send it. But with Ripple, you can just send it real quick in seconds, 50, 60, 70,000, $1 million, $2 million, and it'll be done, quick and easy, which is why I think they're kind of on it, in this case, and kind of beating them down, because they know that Ripple is good, and it could cause, some chaos, in the financial sector. But that's a real good one. I had Ripple, but once that case started, I knew where it was going. They were going to drag it out, so I sold my Ripple that I had. And right now I'm just looking.
On what exchange did you have it?
Coinbase, yeah. Then
and you can't buy or sell it there anymore either.
No, you can't. You can get it. You can get a version of it in KuCoin.
What do you mean a version of it? Because we actually have XRP in KuCoin.
Okay, because KuCoin has it. It's like it'll keep the same price.
And it's not actually XRP.
As it, I don't think it is. I would need to double check.
I think it is.
Yeah, I would need to check. But yeah, so just kind of be careful where you have your stuff. And if you do have it, take it out and put it in your, because I mean, Kraken, KuCoin, Crypto.com, Coinbase. I mean, you never know what can happen, especially with all these. I mean, you're having the second largest crypto exchange going down in flames. So you just got to be very careful with where you have your coins, and take them out.
The thing that always scares me about those nano ledgers is forgetting the password.
You lose it. You forget the password. You lose it. The password. So it's like, or where you can have it. That's the main issue. So you risk it both ways. But for sure, I mean, you have it somewhere, right? And just don't forget your password.
That's what always scared me away from getting on those nano ledger things.
I have a wallet and I don't use it because it's. I have all the passwords in there just in case, but I'm afraid I'm gonna lose them.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. They're the most established. I think Bitcoin and ETH, and my wild card has always been, as we talk about all the time, Matic, Poly. That's a gaming one, and I am a big believer in Poly, and I have the most coins in actually in that, and actually pumped up pretty good. Recently. So it's been doing pretty good for me. And the wild card that I won't sell, just like you guys, is SHIB. I got a bunch of those, and that's the project long term. And you know what? No matter what happens, I'll keep that one. I'll keep that one for good. Any predictions of the next coin that's gonna pump?
I haven't taken a look at any of the small caps that might explode, but for sure gaming, Decentraland, Axie Infinity, Sandbox. I mean, gaming is huge. Modern Warfare just made like $1 billion in like 10 days. So gaming gaming is going to be huge. It's taking its while to get there. Hopefully, it's because they're ironing all the kinks, make sure everything is working good.
And
but
Poly pumped because J.P. Morgan and
yeah,
the
all these financial institutions, they're not saying it publicly, but they're buying.
Yeah,
they're buying millions and millions of dollars of Bitcoin, millions and millions of dollars of crypto. So that kind of gives you an
also
idea.
did a deal with Poly.
Yeah,
as well.
Disney did it for their NFTs, and I mean,
Yeah,
there's money that's being pumped into crypto. It's not going anywhere. Yes, it's low, but it is going to continue. I mean, it's going to go on the rise. It's just taking.
Maybe our next video we should concentrate on those particular ones and see which ones. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think gaming is the future. Like all the money the Modern Warfare made.
It made $1 billion in 10 days.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody's into the virtual reality, the gaming. That's where it's heading, and that's why I'm a big, personally, like, this is not financial advice. Anything that we're talking about is not financial advice. But yeah, I'm a big believer in Matic. Next, let's talk about some stocks. You want to talk about stocks?
Sure.
Right, stocks. All right, Dave. Why don't you start us off? What are some of the stocks you're looking at? I know that you're invested heavily in the dividend stocks. And you have a couple of favorites. What can you share with us?
Well, the one that was NRZ, which is Rhythm International, or Rhythm, whatever it's called now. It's that's RITM. I love that stock. It's great. It's really low priced right now. It's a great time to get into that one, as far as I'm concerned. And to me, it still gives you about 25 cents per quarter per share, which is great. And it's a good dividend. When I compare it to other dividend stocks, I really like this one better, or to a lot of them. It is a REIT, so you are taxed at a higher bracket, but it still is very impressive to me. I do like Apple, I like Disney, I like all of them. In fact, Disney right now is so low that if you wanted to get into that one, it'd be
a good one to get into.
A great one to get into. There's no dividend with that one, but it's a low price. It's going to shoot up again. It's Disney. Come on. And Microsoft is always great. So the big companies are nice to have.
All-time lows.
Yeah.
Right.
All-time lows. All-time lows. It's
across the board.
I love it. There is some other REITs that I looked at. MPW, I think. That's a medical REIT also. That's very good as far as dividend is concerned. And I'm concentrating a lot on dividends this time around because I want to increase that as much as possible so that it makes life easier in the future. And then, of course, I deal with options a lot and stuff.
Right. Carlos, any thoughts?
I've just been investing monthly into Google. So I've been focusing on crypto, and then now lately, every paycheck I've been putting into Google.
Okay. Is there like did you read up on something or
nothing has changed except they had that split that made them cheaper to buy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now I started investing in Google.
Okay. Kumaro, are you
I'm not really that into stocks now as to when I was day trading. But pretty much any the ETFs, maybe Vanguard, that way you can kind of sort of cover yourself. Owning a little bit of all the different types of stock that were mentioned here. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I just any concern with the REITs, with the interest rates going up, and then the housing prices over there in China. Anything that might because I'm curious about that.
Well, there's some REITs, the REITs that are more into the business aspect, and this one, like the medical ones, like MPW, that one is actually pretty stable. They're doing really well. They have a company that may not be doing that they invested into, but they're actually doing pretty well. RITM is diversified quite a bit so that it's pretty safe. So even when interest rates go up, they still make money. And so they might not make as much money, but they're still making money even when the interest rates go up and they have less mortgages. So, but it's a good company to invest into for those reasons. There's some that you have to avoid.
Yeah. That's why I was like, that was what I was having.
But Rhythm is one that I see it and it's like, it's nice.
There's a couple of project ones that I see that are like really, really all-time low, and I'm talking about like a Beyond Meat is so low right now that I think that it would be a good gamble to to put some money in Beyond Meat, because I think there has to be some sort of a return. I mean, you look at things that necessities, right? Necessities. You know, I mean, I think that there's a good chance, and maybe once everything comes back up, you can kind of capitalize on Beyond Meat. I think that's my kind of wild card there in stocks, and I've been buying a lot of the formerly our NRZ.
That's happening in both Laredo and McAllen.
And that too. I don't know if we anything else you guys want to add?
No.
If you want to invest, you want to go ahead and get your feet wet right now that it's at a discount. You know, just you can't go wrong with Bitcoin. You can't go wrong with Ethereum. You don't have to buy an entire coin. You can just kind of sort of buy little bits and pieces for now, just to kind of sort of stay in the game. And other than that, Cardano's real low right now. That's real good. Ripple is also Ripple is gonna create more than a Ripple once they go ahead, once they beat the that's even better. So not a lot of people are kind of getting into it, but once they beat that case, there is real use for that for sure.
I need to try to get into Ripple.
Ripple is real good. I am gonna try to get back into it, try to get some Ripple. I'm just kind of sort of waiting. They already the case. They already asked for a summary judgment. Like they're tired. They're like, hey, give us the judgment. They already told the court. They filed the paperwork. So now it's just on the court's hands to decide. You know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for things to get to Robinhood a lot, but they take their time with things, and so.
Robinhood probably won't have it till after the.
I know. Till after everything's set on the price.
The bad thing is I had all my XRP on Voyager. So.
And that also once that spot ETF, Bitcoin spot ETF gets on the stock exchange, that's when things are gonna explode.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna explode. So I mean, don't get scared right now, because you know all this uncertainty, whatever. Just stick to the ones that are gonna last. You know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, for sure. And you know, just keep dollar cost averaging. You know. And right now everything's at a discount, and it's good.
We appreciate you coming by and
very much.
sharing all your knowledge with us, man, because we need that, and I'm sure all
having me.
viewers need that as well, because crypto is kind of just one of those things that's thrown around. People don't really understand it sometimes, and a lot of times.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just put money into it just to see.
Just to be part of the club.
It's almost like the lottery,
right?
So.
Yeah. Well, you already here, guys. We'll come back. We'll follow up in a couple of weeks. Hopefully you can come back. And we'll follow up and see how everything is doing, and we can see if we can put everything together and move on from there, and hopefully everything's on the up and up from there. Right?
Yes. All right,
guys.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.